Here's how I'd invest 100 million naira if I wanted to double it in 24 months. Hi, I'm Ifeoluwa Adegoke. I'm a financial planner. I help high net worth individuals to invest safely and profitably. Let's get into the gist. We're going to walk through a simple, realistic framework with the goal to optimally invest our money for the best returns possible, diversification, and liquidity. The first asset I would invest into is a high yield savings account. 30% of the money, which is 30 million naira, will go into this. Why would I do a high yield savings account? Because the interest rate is fixed, predictable, and reliable. The platform I'll be using is RiseVest. This is not a paid partnership, it's just a platform I would use. Because when you lock on their platform, you can get up to 25% return on your money. Without withholding tax, that would be around 22.5%. So by the end of 12 months alone, your money would have grown from 30 million to about 36.6 million. So the next asset class I'd invest into, that is equity fund. Equity fund is a way to invest into the stock market passively without doing active management of your stock portfolio. Why would I invest into this? Because it is professionally managed and a way for me to just diversify my money, even though it's in the stock market. Equity fund last year did an average of 48%, some doing way above that. If you invest 20% of your money in an equity fund, based on that 48% projection, you can imagine how much you'd have by the end of 12 months. So by the time you put 20 million into an equity fund, based on past performance, you can grow that money up to 29.8 million. That's the interest growth of 9.8 million. One thing to note about equity fund is that the returns are not fixed. It's based on how the market performs and how well your asset manager manages their fund. Now, to the next asset class I would consider for this diversification, commercial papers. Commercial papers are short-term debt notes to corporate entity designed to give them either working capital in a short period of time. So they will offer commercial papers through brokers and say, give us your money for 270 days, 180 days, 365 days, whatever the term is, and we'll give you this fixed interest. I like commercial paper because the interest is predictable and a great way to diversify into corporate. Now, 20% of that money will go into commercial papers. That is 20 million. The average return on commercial papers right now is around 19 to 22%. So if you stay in the middle, say 21%, that means my 20 million will go to around 24.2 million at the end of term. Now, the next asset we'll be investing into is stocks. Yes, you say, okay, if we already did equity fund, why are we bothering with individual stocks? This is important because you have more control over this. I would not want to put an entire of 40% of my money straight into an equity fund controlled outside of my control. I would still want to have personal ownership of companies through stocks. So that's why I would diversify into the stock market. If you look at the average performance of the stock market in 2025, the NGX did an average of 58%. If we use that to judge, our money is looking good. If we go with the 58% previous performance, that will bring us to around 11.6 million in growth in 1 year. Isn't that juicy? Now, the thing to note is this is a benchmark. You might hit that figure, you might not, but even if you fall somewhere in the middle, say 30%, you're still well on track. The last asset we'll be investing into is the money market. Money market is low risk and it provides liquidity. So this is where you want to put your money if you don't want it to be stuck somewhere for a long period, you don't have access to it, you want to make quick decisions with your money. 10% of the 100 million, which is 10 million, would go into this. Currently, we have money market funds paying between 15 to 18%, depending on the asset manager that you're using. This is how you would invest your money in the first year. Remember, we are doing 24 months. By the end of 12 months, you would have grown your money by an average of 30% across board. minimum. Now compound that, all the interest that you've gotten with your initial capital at the end of 12 months and roll it over into the next 12 months. By the end of the 24 months, I'm well assured that if you apply yourself, track, monitor the market, and the market is also in your favor, you would have doubled your money. This is a simple educational analysis on how to structure and diversify money across different asset classes and for different reasons. I hope you find this helpful. Again, this is for educational purposes only. This is not an investment recommendation. If you want investment advisory, follow the link in my comment section to book a free consultation with me where I would walk you through a personalized plan on how to invest your money safely and profitably. Now, if you're Nigerian in the diaspora and you want to invest in Nigerian real estate, I have a video here that will teach you about all you need to know about investing in Nigerian real estate. Click on it and watch it.